Comfort is the enemy. You hate your job, you hate your studying, you hate what you do, you hate your life, yet you're still there repeating the same shit over and over again, telling yourself, yeah, I'll change soon, I'll fix it tomorrow, I just need time. But deep down, you know tomorrow's gonna look exactly the same. This video is about comfort and how it's destroying you, how you can actually escape it. You know, your brain loves comfort because comfort is where it feels safest. And that's what makes it the scariest thing, because your brain doesn't care if you're happy, it cares if you're safe. You could be boiling in acid, and if your brain genuinely thought it was safe, if your brain was comfortable, you're staying there. That's how dangerous it is. We would rather live in a comfortable hell than walk an uncomfortable path to something better. You know, my whole life I've been comfortable. Actually, no, if I'm being honest, it wasn't even comfortable. It was just not painful enough to change. Waking up early after sleeping stupid late. I had my eyes literally glued together, then I had to drag myself to school. And I fucking hated school. Yeah, I had friends, but I never really felt like I belonged. Always felt like an outsider. I barely revised. Literally, I would genuinely scrape a pass. And then results came back and I'm depressed as shit. But not depressed enough to revise more. I'd look at my body, flabby, out of shape, and I'd work out a little bit. Just enough to feel like I tried, but not enough to actually change anything. And that's the worst place to be, where you're unhappy, but not unhappy enough to move. I'd sit there thinking, yeah, I need to change, less gaming, do something with my life. Then I'd go straight back to gaming. That's what comfort does. You know you're making the wrong decisions. You know this isn't leading anywhere. You know you're gonna have to face this later, but you stay. I hated my life so much, but I was so comfortable in my self-pity, in my laziness, in my routine, that I couldn't even change it. That's what comfortability does. Even now, this job I have right now is shit. 10-hour shifts, dead warehouse, surrounded by people I don't even respect, pedophile nonsense, the lot. I wake up at 5 a.m., I come home late as hell, and I'm so drained to the point where I can't even eat. And I'm still there. Why? Comfort. Because every time I think about leaving, my brain instantly makes excuses. I could wear AirPods here. I don't want to learn a new job. And what if the next place is worse? And the AirPod excuse is dumb as shit because they don't even allow it. I just do it anyway. That's how stupid comfort is. It will create any excuse to keep you exactly where you are. And I've seen the opposite too. In sixth form, I had everything. I was lean, I was fit, I was confident, grades up, and then I got comfortable and everything fell apart. So understand this properly. Your enemy is comfort. So how do we break it? First, you need to realize where you are. Look at your life properly, not the surface level, deep it, think. School, work, your habits. Be honest with yourself. Am I actually trying? Or am I just comfortable pretending to try? For me, it was my job. The moment I realized I was getting comfortable there, I did something a bit weird. I applied for more shifts. I made it worse for myself. And Jesus Christ, it was the worst thing. But because I knew if I got comfortable there, I'd stay there, those extra shifts killed me. But they lit something inside me. Now I'm making videos. I'm doing stuff. I'm still applying now. Even if my videos get 0 views, I don't care. Because at least now I'm not stuck. So for you, you don't need to do something as extreme. You don't need to do something as weird. But you need to have the humility to say, yeah, I'm comfortable. That is a must. And that is the first step in this journey. Second, you need to make comfort uncomfortable. Because if you stay in that middle zone, you'll never move. You just keep thinking about changing without ever doing it. You need to break that cycle. For me, I made things worse in my head. School? I thought about everything I heard, the people, the feelings, the way I was treated. It made me dread it. Gym, I made my self image so bad that I had no choice but to fix it. Was it healthy? It probably wasn't, but it worked. So sometimes you gotta make these problems even shitter than they actually are, just so you'll do something. And sometimes it takes something bigger. And by that I mean an event to happen to you. For me, not getting into the same college as my friends, that moment hit me hard. And after that, I locked in for college. That's why I was lean and whatever. So, if something bad happens to you, don't waste it. It's the best thing to have, which sounds really weird. You gotta use it. That pain might be the only thing strong enough to break your comforting cycle. Now, I'll give you a story about Imam Al Ghazali. I probably butchered bro's name, so I'm very sorry. Now, this man, he had everything. He had respect, he had status, he had students. From the outside, he made it, but on the inside, he was empty. He realized something deep. He had become comfortable. Comfortable in his image, comfortable in how people saw him, but it wasn't real. So he left everything, his position, his reputation, his life. And he went into isolation for years just to rebuild himself properly. He chose discomfort over a comfortable lie. Now, I ain't telling you to go into some random cave for a couple of years though. Now, the last thing, you don't beat comfort with motivation. You gotta use your identity as well. So, motivation comes and goes, discipline fades. We've been through this quite a bit. But who you believe you are, that stays. Right now, your identity might be I try sometimes, I fail a lot, I'll do this tomorrow, I'll do that tomorrow. That person you're choosing to be will always choose comfort. But imagine you become a person who says, I don't skip, I do what I say, I walk the talk, I don't stay stuck. Even when you feel like shit, you move. And yeah, you're still gonna mess up, you're still gonna slip. But if you've done it even once, you've already aligned yourself to that identity because no one is perfect. But the difference is some people keep choosing discomfort and others keep choosing comfort. Choose your identity. So be honest with yourself. Are you actually stuck or are you just comfortable? And I just want to ask you, how much longer are you going to stay here knowing exactly where it leads? Because nothing changes if you stay comfortable. Nothing.